Hi, my name is Juan Du, and this is my presentation for my class Python 3 at Coding Minds in the fall. My project was inspired by Crossroads, and this is because I really enjoyed playing Crossroads as a kid. It gave me a lot of good memories, and it was oftentimes like something I did to pass time. So for my project, I used object-oriented programming and Pygame sprites, and below is a picture of the players and enemies and how the game looks like. And these are my code examples. For the first picture, I created different classes. I created the class enemy for the object enemies, which is also the red squares from the earlier picture. And the enemy have a lot of different, have like things such as its speed and how it moves was from left to right. And because it's created through a class, I I was able to to change it and modify it into the variables I want it to be. And for the second code, I used it's for both. It's also for enemies, which and it shows how the code detects when an enemy and a player collides, and it detects it by when the hit list it's not empty, which means that a collision has occurred between the player and the enemy. And this is a demonstration of how the game works. And yeah. The speed, as you can see from the video, the speed also increases every time you hit the green box, which is the finish line, and decreases when you collide with the enemy sprites. And my favorite part on working on this project is changing the speed for the movement of the enemies and testing them. And even when we arrived at a problem, which was the decreasing speed every time when the player sprite collided with the enemy, it changed it to negative speed, and that made the enemy speed moves really fast. And even though that was a problem, I also enjoyed fixing it because it was very fun. And these are possibilities in how I can improve my project. So I would add more colors and designs for enemies so they look like the Cross Hero game was like, for example, like cars, crocodiles, etc. And more variation to the game. So maybe there could be like different enemies that move in different speeds or different ways, and generally just more obstacles or maybe even levels for the game. Thank you.
Okay, good job, good job.